Hi everybody, I'm DJ Foster here at the Kelly Family Sports Center with Grand Valley State head men's and women's cross country coach Jerry Baltes. Coach, last year was a banner year for your program, terrific season overall. The women's team won their 10th straight GLIAC and Midwest Regional Championships. The men's team won their 9th straight GLIAC and Midwest Regional Championships, just tremendous feats. Then you go to nationals in Louisville last December. The women win the national championship, of course, and the men finish in 3rd place. Both of those were team highs for program history. What can you do for an encore coming into this year?
Well, I don't think we're necessarily going to worry about necessarily an encore, but just getting back to work, getting back to business, and trying to do it again and do it a little bit better. You know, there's no magic. Once you've been there, it's automatic the second time or the next time. So we're going to come into camp and just get back to training hard, training smart, and getting a little bit better each step of the way. And hopefully come November, we'll be a championship team on both sides and ready to compete at a high level.
Now, on the women's side, you had 5 runners in the top 30 last year at the national meet, but you lost a couple of those. Catherine McCarthy, Megan Massaratini, and Kylan Cieslak. Those are 3 of your seniors. How do you replace their production?
Well, I think if you take a look at the length of our year last year, going to indoor track and then outdoor track, the amount of our ladies that improved throughout the year and got better, especially our younger kids. For example, Hannah Osborne and Maddie Rhodes, both true freshmen last year, making the national meets outdoors and making the finals. We've got the bodies in-house to do that. We've got a great freshman class. You're never going to automatically replace those seniors and the people that have been in your program for 4 or 5 years, but hopefully individuals can step up and make steady improvements to steadily fill those roles. You
mentioned a couple already, but you bring back some solid contributors. You had 4 other girls who placed in the top 32 at the national meet. So what do you expect from your young returners, and how are they going to mesh?
Yeah. Well, you know, we've got a lot of depth. So who's going to fill those roles? It's really hard to tell. We're just going to really focus on training each day to get a little bit better. And if we do that, I really feel come November we'll be in a similar position, not just as we were last year, but the previous years to go to the NCAA championships ready to compete to win a national championship, and hopefully we'll be in have a similar outcome as we did last year.
Now, unlike the women's team, you return pretty much everybody from the men's team. Your top 7 finishers from the national meet all return, led by guys like Anthony Witt and Tyler Emery. What do you expect from those guys specifically and the rest of the men's team?
Well, the one thing we're going to pound home with these guys is just because they're most of them are 5th-year seniors, they're not automatically going to be entitled to the GLIAC championship or the regional championship or, you know, a top 3 finish at the national championship. Their goal is to compete to win a national championship. They've got the experience, they've got the ability to do that. But the one thing we're going to hammer home is we've got to go out and do the work, and I'm confident they will, but we've got to do the work every step of the way from practice to race day and then put ourselves in a position to get the job done in November.
Now, as I mentioned, for pretty much the past decade, you've owned the GLIAC and the regional titles, and obviously at the national meet last year you had your highest ever finishes. What are the expectations for this year for both teams, and kind of what's the key to success?
Well, every year we go in with the expectation to compete to win a conference and regional championship, and then strive to compete to win the national championship. And the women had been close numerous times, three different times. They were NCAA runner-up before last year, and finally last year we got pounded down that championship and broke through the door. So I sort of see a similar situation with our men this year, with everyone back, with the experience. Is this might be our time to plow down that door and get through there and win our first championship. But we can't be focused on that end result. We've got to be focused on the day-to-day process and bringing kids along, whether they're ran in the national championship last year. I'm pretty sure we'll have a couple kids that ran in the national championship last year, returners that might not make the lineup this year. For whatever reason, and part of the reason is because we'll have some kids below them that were 8, 9, 10 on the depth chart last year that have put in a great spring and a great summer to put them in a situation to be in our top 7 this year and toe the line at the regional and national meet.
Well, we look forward to seeing what the fall season brings for you, and best of luck this year.
Well, we're excited to get started.
Great. Thanks for joining me today, Coach.
Thank you.